A local police department is set to make a public apology on how it handled an investigation regarding Larry Nassar. Meridian Township Police will hold a press conference Thursday about a police report filed by Brianne Randall-Gay in 2004 when she was 17 years old. The case was never sent to the prosecutor. The township paid to fly her in so she could confront Nassar at his sentencing last week. The police report will be released tomorrow morning. Randall-Gay will be at Thursday's press conference, and we will have a reporter there as well, so stay tuned. Also tomorrow, the MSU Board of Trustees is expected to name former Michigan Governor John Engler as Luana K. Simon's interim replacement. The meeting is set for 9 a.m. Simon resigned as MSU president last week amid the fallout from the Larry Nassar scandal. John Engler is an MSU alum, having graduated from the university with a degree in agricultural economics. He also earned a law degree from Cooley Law School. Engler served as Michigan's governor from 1990 through 2002, as well as a state senator and representative before that. Right now, he works for Business Roundtable, and according to The Hill, is considered one of the country's top lobbyists. More eyes will be looking into allegations of abuse at the former National Training Center for USA Gymnastics. The governor of Texas has ordered the Texas Rangers to investigate what went on at the Caroli Ranch. The Walker County Sheriff's Office is already investigating the ranch because it's been implicated across several jurisdictions and states. Many athletes and Olympians have said they were abused by Larry Nassar while training there. Texas Governor Greg Abbott called those statements gut-wrenching. In a letter to the Texas Rangers, Governor Abbott said those athletes, as well as all Texans, deserve to know that no stone is left unturned to ensure that the allegations are thoroughly vetted and the perpetrators and enablers of any such misconduct are brought to justice. The people of Texas demand and the victims deserve nothing less. Former U.S. National Gymnastics team member and World Championships medalist Maddie Larson detailed the abuse at the Caroli Ranch last week. The 25-year-old was brought to tears during her victim impact statement at Nassar's sentencing, describing the lengths she went to get out of going there.
I was taking a bath when I decided to push the bath mat aside, splash water on the tiles, get on the floor, and bang the back of my head against the tub hard enough to get a bump, so it seemed like I slipped. My parents immediately took me to the hospital because they thought I had a concussion. I was willing to physically hurt myself to get out of the abuse that I received at the ranch.
Larson was among several athletes and Nassar survivors who took their fight against sexual abuse to the nation's capital today. Senator Dianne Feinstein of California is making a final push for legislation spurred by the USA Gymnastics sexual abuse scandal. Yesterday, the U.S. House passed a bill requiring a lot more oversight at gymnasiums, coaches, and amateur sports organizations. The bill would also require that sexual abuse allegations be immediately reported to law enforcement. Senator Feinstein, the bill's main sponsor, stood alongside athletes in Washington today who say the legislation is an important step forward, but there's more work to be done. Former gymnast Jeanette Antolin, a member of the U.S. national team who was treated by Nassar, says the U.S. Olympic Committee, USA Gymnastics, and Michigan State University all need to be investigated thoroughly to determine how such heinous crimes were allowed to go under the radar for 20 years.
Time is not on our side. We must act now. Time is up. Every minute that goes by with unanswered questions, more innocent children could be harmed. We cannot live in a society where young children's lives are destroyed at the hands of trusted adults, be it doctors, coaches, administrations, university presidents. In the words of my sister survivor, Rachel Den Hollander, how much is a little girl worth?
The House made a change to the Senate's bill during yesterday's vote, so the bill now heads back to the Senate for passage. Senator Feinstein expects the Senate to send it to President Donald Trump's desk this week. Nassar's second sentencing hearing on sexual assault charges starts tomorrow morning. Dozens of survivors are expected to speak before an Eaton County judge makes a decision on how long he will spend behind bars for the crimes he pleaded guilty to there. Last week, Nassar was sentenced to 40 to 175 years in Ingham County, which is to be served after his 60-year sentence in federal prison. We will have coverage from tomorrow's hearing on the news at 5:30. A heads up for parents in Coldwater. The Waldron Learning Center campus in the Branch Intermediate School District will be closed tomorrow and Thursday due to illnesses. All other campuses will be open. Waldron is expected to reopen on Friday. Well, let's take a break from the headlines now and pop on over to meteorologist Dustin Bong for a first check of the forecast. Hi, Dustin.
Well, hey there, Sarah. Yeah, it's a bit calmer today, right after yesterday's very snowy start. Today, giving us an opportunity to clear things out. Still a bit of a wintry scene with some fresh snowfall on our Jackson Sky Cam, but the roads are looking good. Meanwhile, temperatures highs today reached the low and mid 20s, up to 27 Coldwater, only up to 23 so far in Lansing. But winds, not really much of a wind chill. They're actually quite calm. They are a little bit out of the south and southwest. We're going to be increasing our southern wind through the night and into tomorrow. That'll help us to actually warm up. So we see a lot of cloud cover across our local satellite radar, maybe a couple flurries off the lake, nothing significant. We should stay cloudy through the rest of our evening. And look at our temperatures hovering in the low 20s, probably rising overnight tonight with clouds and a stronger south wind. It'll be leading us into a much warmer Wednesday, Sarah. Those details coming up.
All right, Dustin, thank you. A new report will have Michigan drivers thinking twice about the bridge they're driving over every day. More than 54,000 bridges across the U.S. are considered structurally deficient. That's according to the American Road and Transportation Builders Association. That includes nearly 1,200 in Michigan, about 10% of the state's 11,000 plus bridges. When you compare Michigan's numbers to the rest of the nation, the state ranks in the top 20 at number 18. That's an improvement from the past few years when Michigan was ranked 16th in the nation for the most structurally deficient bridges. The report broke down which of those bridges in Michigan are traveled the most, and while most are in Wayne County, like stretches of I-75, 2 bridges in Jackson County also made the list. That includes Elm Road over I-94 and I-94 over Conrail and Grand River. President Trump will deliver his first State of the Union address tonight in Washington, D.C. The speech should last about an hour and focus on 5 main issues: the economy, infrastructure, immigration, trade, and national security. The White House is hoping to strike a tone of unity and insisting the president's only focus tonight is speaking directly to the American people. Right after the president's speech, we'll hear the Democratic response. You can catch it all starting at 9 o'clock right here on Fox. Could a solution to our nation's healthcare system be on the horizon? After the break, the details on a new partnership between 3 major companies and their proposed fix to the system.
Sarah Swistak. Storm Shield weather with Dustin Bonk. This is Fox 47 News at 5:30.
3 major companies are joining forces to fix the U.S. healthcare system. Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, and JP Chase are forming an alliance that could change the way many Americans pay for care. Erica Edwards tells us why they're teaming up and who will be the guinea pigs of how it'll work.
It may not come in a familiar brown box, but Amazon and 2 financial powerhouses are promising a new way of delivering healthcare. Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, and JP Chase are pooling resources to create an independent healthcare company.
We need employers to step up and change healthcare. And rather than sitting around waiting for the politicians to do it, they're not going to get it done.
CEOs Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Jamie Dimon released a joint statement saying the company would be free from profit-making incentives, but offered no details on how the new venture will operate.
I'm a little surprised they went ahead and made an announcement without saying more about what they're going to do. But never underestimate the power of people like Jeff and Jamie and Warren.
Cutting costs is high priority. Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett called soaring healthcare costs a hungry tapeworm on the American economy.
20% of the hospitals in the United States are running in the red. We're working very hard to take costs out, and we've taken an enormous amount of costs out, but we need a more efficient system supporting us.
The company's combined workforces will be the new venture's first customers, aiming to improve patient satisfaction and outcomes.
And that was Erica Edwards reporting. Another early target for the project is increasing the use of technology in healthcare. Military members might have to reconfigure the settings on their fitness trackers. The Pentagon is reviewing how military forces use the devices after learning they run the risk of being discovered by the enemy. The review will determine if there should be additional training or restrictions on the use of the trackers, like the popular Fitbit. Child experts are urging Facebook to shut down its new Messenger app for kids. The social media giant launched the 13 and under app last month as a way for kids to chat with family and friends. Advocates say kids under 13 shouldn't have social media accounts and don't understand the complexities of online relationships. There's also a concern that having kids chat online can lead to breaches of privacy for the kids and their families. Uber is training its drivers to help stop human trafficking. Through the Uber app, drivers will get tips on how to spot victims, like clothing that may seem inappropriate for their age, fearful behavior, or ride requests that stop at multiple hotels for short durations. Uber joins dozens of companies like Delta Airlines and Hilton, who are training workers to combat human trafficking. Well, still to come on the news at 5:30, another educator just landed a spot on the honor roll. We'll introduce you to this week's Excellence in Education Award winner coming up.
Well, we're a little colder today, but the warmer air is not far off. We get warmer through tomorrow. It also comes with a chance for some rain or snow mix. I'll tell you what to expect next.
You're watching Fox 47 News at 5:30.
Today's pump patrol price is $2.22 at the Kroger station on Marsh Road near Newman Road in Okemos. We're looking for the least expensive gas price in mid-Michigan every day. If you see it, give us a call at 484-8847 and we'll put it on TV.
Your Storm Shield weather forecast with meteorologist Dustin Bonk. Only on Fox 47 News at 5:30.
Well, a few flurries here and there today, but nothing like what we saw yesterday.
Not at all. I was
Yeah.
hoping for a bit more of that sunshine to break through today, but kind of cloudy this afternoon.
We could have used some sunshine.
We all can.
Right?
Yeah. I have one or two spots in my 7-day where we might see, again, peaks of sun, but we also have a couple of snowy spots too. What have we been talking about for weeks? Up and down.
Up and down, up and down. Okay, so we continue.
So today, one of the cooler spots. This is pretty not that far below average for January. Tomorrow gets us above average to over 40.
That'll be nice.
After that, we do kind of bottom out for a while. We'll see January temperatures stick around.
That is not good for this cold and
Or
developing.
actually, February
Oh, yeah,
temperatures. It's the
exactly.
end of the month. Yeah. Well, let's start out with those temperatures. Have a look. Low to mid 20s right now. For most of us, these are our highs for the day. We do not get much colder tonight. In fact, we'll likely warm up. We have a brisk south wind that's going to bring in a lot of warmer air. Hasn't kicked in yet. But with the south wind tonight and the thick cloud cover overhead, we're going to have a nice blanket of warm air as we get into the night. So here we go. Cloudy conditions now, and we have seen a couple of passing flurries throughout the day. Nothing significant. Tomorrow, we're looking up north here. Minnesota, Wisconsin, the UP, seeing some scattered snowfall with a kind of a disorganized spot of low pressure. It's moving in, and we could see a little bit of snow or mix off of this. It's not looking like much, and a lot of it might stay a little bit north of us, but there it is, at least your chance for some precipitation tomorrow. On top of that, we're still in one of the colder spots, but 30 Chicago, near 40 Des Moines, over 50 out west. I mean, that warmer area is creeping in. We'll get that through the night tonight and help us to reach over 40 tomorrow. So warming into Wednesday. That's at the top of your weather headlines. We have a chance of mix or snow tomorrow. Yeah, mix maybe because it's going to be a little bit warmer, but it's also just a chance. It's not looking impressive. Colder temperatures return pretty quickly by Thursday, Friday, and then we see some snow Saturday. That's looking very likely. High confidence forecast for a snowy first half of your weekend there. Into tonight, though, still calm. Cloudy, winds increasing in strength out of the south, and that's going to be the story all through the night. We should stay dry. Wednesday's forecast, cloudy day probably, but chance for some rain and snow mix or some snowfall. I see some of those little blue spots popping up, more likely north. It'll definitely be nearby, but as we go through the day, there's at least a chance some of it could fire up over mid-Michigan. And here, can you see that off to the corner of your screen? Another rain and snow mix spot nearby. It's not looking impressive, but yeah, maybe we'll see something tomorrow. By Wednesday night, it does clear up a little, and then into Thursday, partly to mostly cloudy with a chance for a few snow showers Thursday in the daytime. Another spot, though, doesn't look that impressive. Could see some minor accumulation. We'll keep an eye on that. 21 degrees tonight. That's pretty close to your current temperature in those low 20s. So cloudy, windy, warming because of the clouds and that strong south wind will slowly increase in temperatures through the night, slowly. And then by tomorrow, I mean, look at these winds, south-southwest, 15, 25 mile per hour winds, gusting over 30. It will be a windy day. Highs up to about 41 or so, with a chance for some rain or snow mix throughout the day. But again, it does not look like much. Into your 7-day, more snow Thursday. Looks fairly light. Friday looks dry, and then Saturday could be a messy day with some scattered snowfall there. It's pretty high confidence that we'll all see some snow Saturday, at least some minor accumulation. Sunday, Super Bowl, cold, that's for sure around here. Chance for some snow that day as well, but we've been talking for quite a while about that up and down, you know, very active weather pattern. From here, we're all going to start to kind of balance out a little. 20s for highs, some teens, yeah, but this is not so atypical for late January, early February weather.